G'day and welcome back to the play-in qualifier for the OCE Championship. We are live from Showdown Studios and pretty much we don't need to introduce ourselves anymore. We've been on the camera quite a bit and Jake especially as well. But we're looking directly at the next matchup here and it's Team Cryptik versus Chimpwits. And Jake, I think you are very familiar with Chimpwits.
I love Chimpwits. First, best name, by far, don't compete. Second, they have Requiem, favorite player, doesn't compete. Delusion, Deca, really a team of leftovers. I did not expect this team to form. I know this team was formed last minute. It is going to be interesting to see them play.
Sure, so we've had that big OCE shuffle, which we can pretty much talk about for days. But looking at these two individual teams, from your side, Korea, between the two, how do you think the different playstyles are going to match up?
Well, I think it's going to be a case of you have huge individual skill. I mean, you're part of the Billy fan club. Yeah. That's a roster you used to play under. It was a huge Requiem fanboy place. On the flip side, though, we do have the old Love Decks team. Essentially, you have Kurdo coming from Love Decks, as well as Adzi, another Love Decks player, and they've pulled Sammy from the old Avant roster. So these are players that have a lot of experience working in teams, especially with each other, and Sammy is used to dragging two players together and helping them work more cohesively.
Look, I'm a little bit worried about the team because I do agree Sammy is a very supportive player, and Adzi has shown real strengths in striking in previous seasons, but I think this team might struggle with a carry factor. I think they might get a bit stuck, not knowing what to do and struggling to score goals.
Well, I feel like the same could be said about Chimpwits. I mean, we have Delusion, who, last season we kept on calling him the Golden Boy. He was, essentially not necessarily coming out of nowhere, but he was playing exceptionally well on all the teams that he was a part with. And bringing on Billy and Deca, it's a little bit of a, kind of, in my mind, a little bit less from what he's expecting from other teammates that he's had previously.
Yeah, this is definitely a step down from Delusion. There's no sugarcoating that. I think Delusion definitely is the Golden Boy. I think he will carry this team, and I'm expecting big things.
Sure. Well, we're going to have a quick look here straight into the bracket, just to get a bit of a recap from the rest of today and how it's all planned out.
With a huge upset there as Justice Esports manages to go up against Island, taking out that win though. Great props to them. And now Team Cryptik versus Chimpwits is the other one to decide who qualifies.
Yeah, Team Cryptik really haven't been tested too much in the game before. The girls had a pretty bad record, losing to a lot of the teams in this tournament. So Chimpwits are definitely going to be more warm coming into this, and I think that momentum could really carry through.
A very big factor to look at, though, is that one of the three spots has already been filled. Now, this next matchup decides who the second spot's going to be, and then we still have all these other teams competing in the lower bracket to actually compete for that final spot. So the pressure is really on for a lot of these teams. And when we look at it, between Team Cryptik and Chimpwits, I mean, how do you think it's going to go in terms of actual gameplay-wise?
It's really hard to tell. We haven't seen Chimpwits play. They're a very new roster. I'm expecting Team Cryptik to play their similar style. We can expect controlled gameplay. But Chimpwits, I think Delusion will really carry this team. I think he's an experienced player. I think his teammates respect him and that they will play around him. And I think Delusion will really force the team to play that chaotic style that he brings with him.
Yeah, so we're going to have very intense gameplay and it's going to be a lot of individual skill, and I think we're going to be heading straight into the game very, very soon. And Courier, who would you choose between Cryptik or Chimpwits?
Well, it's kind of like a head and heart situation. I feel like you have the consistency, which I'm always a fan of, that's coming out from Cryptiks, but as one of the guys last season who was like, statistically, Delusion is going to be an absolute monster, and he managed to carry his way through. And the fact you also have Requiem, a massive person we're all a fan of, I have to go with Chimpwits. I think that's more of a want than a necessarily thought.
Yeah, I personally would choose Chimpwits as well, just because Delusion himself, he is such a strong individual player. And we are headed straight into it. Speaking of the man, shot and goal in 4 seconds.
I was expecting 3. I think he's dropped his game. Didn't need the 4. That's a bit of a show pony.
Wow, well, it seems as though straight out of the gate, Chimpwits are trying to consolidate their victory right here. They're trying to make sure that they can go straight into it. And now the kickoff happens. This seems like the game is starting right off. Now Deca has control. He goes for the touch. Sammy, good interception. Delusion straight off the wall. A great 50 from Sammy, that experience going through, but Requiem with his dominance really challenging those 50s.
Yeah, imagine to get ahead, giving a situation where a Delusion is allowed to watch the pitch and make the play after it's already been, continue the play after it's already been started is really dangerous for Cryptik.
And you can see as well, Team Cryptik really trying to set up these plays, trying to pass it to each other. You can see that they have attempted to extrapolate their team plays. And whether or not it works out is yet to be seen, because this is only game 1. We've seen already from the very first match of the entire day that anything can happen. 45 seconds in now. Sammy, he's waiting in the backlines. Good pressure play from him. Requiem now has the ball. Good quick shot from him, and it seems like it's an open net. Wow, Team Chimpwits, they are straight ahead.
Yeah, Requiem for a dream there as he pushes forward, just managing to find that open space within the net. I don't know how it was created so evenly. I would have to say Team Cryptik too aggressive.
I really like the aggressive play from Chimpwits, is that if you see an open net, just take the shot, because at worst, it's going to be a lot of pressure put on your opposition. And now with only a minute left, oh sorry, a minute already gone, Adzi's up in the air, tries to go for the roof shot. Billy is up and ready for it. Touch into center. Deca is a little bit too slow. Flips to the wrong side. Leaves Sammy with a bit of an open net, but Delusion had the peace of mind to actually pass it straight off the side. Oh! Whoa! That was so close from Kurdo. He almost had a double touch there.
Unfortunately, not enough, though, and no pressure going to be made from it as they pass possession over and they're contesting back in the midfield. They're going to need to see some great team plays, and that's the one we need. The pass comes out, Kurdo finishes this time.
We've seen a lot of high-level teams, and especially from someone like the Chiefs, where they just do a cross-field pass. Their teammate is ready and waiting, and what a beautiful shot from Kurdo, because even though the goalie was in net, it still ended up in a finish.
Yeah, Delusion sitting in an opportune situation, not sitting on that rear post, just having to be ready and waiting with no...
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it seems as though the kickoff strategy is working out for Team Cryptik. This is turning into a bit of a game of ping pong. It's just back and forth, because look, a minute and a half down, 2-2 on the scoreboard.
We're expecting that big win with the Delusion carry, but they've already thrown away their lead, allowing Cryptik to catch back up. And something I was worried about is Cryptik had pretty good win rates through the qualifiers, except they got absolutely decimated by Island. So when they play up, they have the potential just to drop off the face of the earth.
Well, the good thing is you only have to be better than your opposition. You don't have to be better than every single one out there. And at this moment in time, it seems though Team Cryptik are trying to get on the front foot here. It's just sitting in front of net. What is happening? Delusion with the clear out to the side. Deca, he gets for it, goes to the side. Now Delusion, a shot on net. Is it open? No, it's not. Sammy is there, ready and waiting. Touches, pushed into center. Kurdo is up, takes the ball. Good call from him. But a great defense from Delusion, and he again gets a double touch. Can he make it a triple? No, just a double. Good attempted demo play from Team Cryptik. I really like this finesse style of play from them.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried though when they were trying to get that breakthrough. It seems like they're the ones monkeying around as Chimpwits is a little bit more consistent as they push up the midfield, as now they've had an opportunity to actually get some pace.
Now Sammy is waiting in the sidelines. Here we go. Aggressive play from Kurdo. I really like how far forward he's been, keeping the pressure on. Again, catches the ball. Good touch up. Straight to his teammate Adzi. And again, he's sitting there waiting. The silent assassin waiting to take this shot. A good pass into center. Sammy was there. It was great communication from them. You could see Team Cryptik. There's the semblance of aggressive plays happening, but whether or not they actually get fully committed to and brought out is yet to be seen.
I think they definitely undercommitted in that situation. They already set up the demo. The respawn was 3 seconds away or so, and they just didn't push in. They chose to play it slow, allowing the respawn, and that was the play that just happened to shut down the offense.
2 minutes left in this matchup, 2-2. This is a very intense and close game. Now, Deca, he has ball control, but Adzi with a great challenge from him. Requiem up on the clear. Really nice touch from him. Kurdo down into center. But it's a straight pass off to Deca. I feel as though they need to get a little bit more space, but the pressure is on. Team Cryptik doing well. What a bump from Kurdo. Kurdo playing out of his mind. A double commit from Chimpwits. Seems as though Delusion doesn't exactly have the biggest trust in his teammates. A great challenge from Sammy. He beats out 2 players, but the third Delusion comes in. Now it's straight over to Adzi. Delusion's up for it. Oh, that could have been so detrimental towards them. But we see here, Deca gets a good catch, a good clear. Can he push it off to the side? He doesn't. Gets intercepted. Now Delusion, straight over to Kurdo.
There's definitely been some trust issues coming out of Delusion. The fact he's been sitting on full boost for so long in defense, too scared to rush out, too scared to go forward, potentially getting a pass, defensive pass, just shows he doesn't have that trust yet.
Oh, it was just sitting in front of net right there, but you are absolutely correct, Courier. You can easily tell the difference between a very, very finesse team, but look at this, Kurdo, so aggressive. Requiem, up he goes.
All that off-season experience for Kurdo has definitely paid off, and he's got that confidence to come forward and work with these 2 players who do have so much experience together, who have played for over a year on similar rosters.
Yeah, I was trying to say before as well, Delusion, he really, or you can tell that he is a very high-skilled player, but in order for him to actually gain trust in his teammates, they need those results. And until they get them, I feel as though there's going to be a lot of double commits and a bit of sporadic kind of a gameplay from them.
I think that's definitely the downside that comes from having been on a roster like Legacies, where he had reliable players like Sirix and Siki who had very defined playstyles, and you could work around that. But now it's chaos.
And what a boomer from Delusion. It seems as though with 10 seconds left, this first game's going to go straight into overtime. Team Cryptik, they seem to be on the front foot the majority of the time, but a quick shot from Delusion forces the clear out. Now it's off to the side. Can Delusion turn around? He's there. Oh, so close to making the finish. But it goes straight into overtime, game 1.
My big question, if we had a further out view, was how quickly did Delusion cut and then go towards that ball? Was he worried sitting on the boost like he had been? The goal's open! Decker takes it! That is the first game! Chimpwits!
Decker playing out of his mind. You could see as well, they had the kickoff strategy right there. 2 players from Team Cryptik committed off to the side, and the third just tried to rush it. Chimpwits take it away. In all honesty, I was expecting Cryptik to take this first one.
So was I. After that initial showing, then Chimpwits slowly dropping the pressure, allowing the team to take no more risks that were going to be profitable. Just look at Kurdo. The simple number of shots he put out is more than the other team combined.
Yeah, I was really impressed by those individual stats there. In all honesty, I thought it was a very back and forth game, but we see from the amount of shots taken, Team Cryptik placing 13 versus the 5 from the side of Chimpwits.
I think it would be due to some of the pressure situations where they didn't score, but they had multiple opportunities. We did have that moment where all the Chimpwits players are just sitting there and the ball's just slowly ping-ponging around the goal. I think that would have contributed to the large differential in shots.
So for you, we've now seen the very first game, so we've kind of set up how each of these teams is actually going to play against each other now. What do you think needs to, I guess, change on the side of Chimpwits in order for them to get basically where they want to be?
Well, the big thing for me is we had the expectation that Delusion was going to be the standout player that was going to be soloing his way across the pitch, styling through the air, and we just didn't see that. And whether that's he didn't feel confident to let his teammates do something around him and had to get his hand in every single pie, or whether or not he's entirely on his game and not fast enough, because he was very fast in the last season and not allowing himself to have the opportunities.
Yeah, see, I feel like from the side of Team Cryptik is that they have the potential, right? Because we saw it, they got the early loss there, essentially, as, you know, they were 0-2 down, and then they came back to 2-all, and then it kind of, I guess, stagnated from there. Between the two, I personally think that Sammy was playing very, very strongly, and Kurdo, for me, was very surprising at how aggressive and how fast he was playing in those in the midfield.
Yeah, he absolutely stepped up. When you think of the team, Kurdo's not the immediate one that would come to mind. He has not as much experience in my head. I think the offseason has really done him proud. He's truly stepped up, and there we see it paying off again, a goal to Kurdo.
Well, the proof is in the pudding. The first goal, Team Cryptik taking the aggro lead. It seems as though the reverse is happening this game because Chimpwits got the early lead, but now Team Cryptik really playing incredibly well off the kickoff. Kurdo.
That's the second kickoff goal coming out. Kurdo involved in both. It may have been something he was practicing if he's happy to pull that out twice in the same match.
Now both these teams, they're looking at resetting. Chimpwits wanting to take the first match, or the first series, sorry, out of the way. But Decker, look at this. Seems as though both these teams don't exactly know what's going on. They're not exactly recognizing those shot opportunities.
I think they're both Chimpwits as they're running forward. It's the beginning of this game, though. It mirrors the last.
Yeah.
The first 30 seconds is just absolute mayhem, and then it starts to get a little bit more normal as we push down the timer.
This is going to be a little bit harsh, but I feel like both these teams are really trying to rush these goals out. They're not exactly setting up a lot of the plays because, I mean, you have a look at last game. The first one was a kickoff goal as well, and now look at the second one happened 15 seconds into the match. Once it kind of the dust settles, they do have some semblance of actual team play, but I feel as though they just kind of take the shot and hope it's going to get in.
If it continues this way, I think that does favor the Chimpwits. Delusion being so fast to the ball, and there we see it. It is Decker again being able to pull the goal from that pass coming forward. They can utilize that speed because they don't have the cohesion yet the Cryptik would.
And you can see as well, both Sammy and Kurdo were ready for that ball, but it seems as though Kurdo had no boost in order to get to it. Now Team Cryptik wanting to reset, wanting to keep this pressure on. Sammy, he goes for the ball, gets it. Kurdo in the corner. He doesn't get the touch he wants. Sammy is pushing out for his team. Pushed out and a straight over pass all the way over to Requiem. Now Kurdo's on the wall. Good push from him, but again, it's just passing it to his opposition. He's not exactly making a team play. They're staying aggressive, staying fast, stealing the boost, which is what you want to be doing. Seems like an open net. Chimpwits, they have an opportunity here. Look, a great challenge from Requiem in the corner. Goes straight up. Can Delusion get to it? He does. It's sitting on top of net. Can Decker do anything with it? He goes for the straight shot, doesn't decide to go for the backboard, and it seems as though Team Cryptik had the defense.
He did manage to walk out taking the boost, though, but it doesn't matter as Sammy is getting one over. The follow-up intercept from Chimp will allow them to get some pressure, and it's whether or not they can hold it in the midfield to turn this into something.
These teams definitely need to do a little bit more passing And I feel like that'll be the critical difference between a team who's going to win and the team who will end up on the losing side. Seems as though Decker is so aggressive, so fast, doing what he needs to get his team anywhere in the offense.
I think it's the way he utilizes boost. He's been so efficient. He's happy to go straight to the end, and when he leaves play, it's just as he's hitting 0. Whereas some of the other players, Delusion particularly, has been sitting on quite a lot, whereas Kodo is happy just to run it down to get the possession.
Now Chimpwits putting the pressure on. Team Cryptik shot off to the side, straight over to Requiem. Gets clear away. Now Decker waiting on the sidelines, but a good push into center. Delusion is there though. Great defense from him, and a boomer of a clear gives his team the room to get the boost and move forward. Great demolition. Now Decker pushes into center. Kurdo did respawn in time. A great flick from him, but a good challenge from Requiem. Leaves Adzi with a great clear off to the corner. They're not exactly doing with it. This is what I was trying to say before, Korea, is that they're just passing it to their opposition. They're not making these team plays, or not very formulated team plays.
Yeah, the only seeming play they have in their arsenal when Team Cryptik does push forward is to go straight into the left-hand side with a 3-man push. But unfortunately, it's a really difficult place to score from, especially when Chimpwits expect it.
It's a wide open net. Decker took a free shot, but it was a great block from Kurdo off the side. Now Sammy, he goes for the roof shot. He could do something cheeky here. What a shot. Adzi is there. A pinch away. The Chimpwits might be getting a free goal if Decker can get there fast enough. It's sitting in front of net. Can anything be done? No. It seems as though Cryptik are getting the luck of the draw. They are out of this one. Decker now goes for the challenge, but Kurdo with a really nice bump. 2 minutes left. 1-2. Cryptik need to step up in order to get a win here.
And it hasn't been a great opportunity yet for Cryptik to try and convert it, but there's pressure on the backboard. The touch coming through, they're going to lose it. But Cryptik now on the right-hand side has a new opportunity.
Now Kurdo passes off to the wall. Adzi is there as well. Sammy, you can see, is waiting patiently in the back lines, wanting to get there. Gets bumped by his teammate, unfortunately, but he was definitely a little bit too slow to get to that. Delusion, good push from him. Great pass into Sammy. Sammy takes a free shot into the corner. Now Billy gets a good clear off to the side. Adzi away onto the backboard. Great defense from him. Seems like a shot is there, but Delusion again is in the defense, making sure he gets those clears. Requiem now is up for it. Good communication from both these teams, kind of waiting back, kind of sorting out and trying to force out the mistakes. A good a good bump could make something happen, but it seems as though both these teams are a little bit tight-knit.
More cohesion, more team play needs to come out. We're seeing Cryptik starting to get the pass plays through. A couple of bumps on Delusion in defense, but not properly timed. The small nick didn't come in the same window that the shot was coming in, allowing him to get that reset and be completely unimpacted by the play.
Now Requiem, he's up for the ball. Adzi, he was waiting on underneath, hoping that Billy was going to miss it, but a good push up into center. Delusion is there. Kurdo gets the miss, unfortunately, but Sammy with a good challenge. It is now 1v1. Can he do anything with it? Billy with a great timing on the block. But again, the pressure is unrelenting from Team Cryptik. This is what they need. They need to keep pushing forward, keep making these aggressive plays. Now Sammy into center. Requiem off to the side. Sammy is there again. Good positioning from him.
Difficult situation, though, when you're down 12 seconds left on the clock. Jake highlighted how they need to have some solo plays come out, but unfortunately it's locked. The offense is slowly dying. The death knell's ringing, and will they get a final touch? Goes to the wall. The ball's about to go down.
Bounces up. Sammy with an air dribble. Decker with a great challenge, and it goes into center. It seems as though Chimpwits, 2 games up, this whole series is looking like it might be a 3-0.
Convincing. Chimpwits' strong performance coming through. I was expecting more team play to come out of Cryptik.
Yeah, I have to say, I wouldn't say convincing with that match there, because it felt very, very sporadic at the very start. It felt a bit crazy, a bit intense, a kickoff goal and then a goal, about 10 seconds later or so. I felt as though each of these teams, they're not necessarily confident in their team play, but they're not confident enough to trust in each other so that they can get those strong team plays that we see, from teams like the Chiefs and a lot of those teams who have that international experience, which is a big thing that is always brought up whenever the OCE Championship comes around.
And I think to dovetail into that, Jake's point about them having, Cryptik being them, having a lack of superstar potential. They didn't have someone that can run ahead and score. There were so many opportunities where they had the pressure, they pushed them into the left-hand side and just kept the ball there for a long time. they couldn't convert that into shots. They just didn't have the ability to get those angles to convert it into potential goals, despite the fact they could hold the ball for so long in the area.
Well, we know that Adzi and Sammy have been around for the longest time ever, and they have kind of kept away from, you know, that top 3, top 2 teams, and they've been sort of in the back lines, not necessarily outside of the top 16, but they are sitting in there, and they want to make their mark. They want to push forward, and they want to say that we are the team to beat here, just because Chimpwits, for them, they are playing exceptionally well, I think. Like, kind of basically on a bit of a tangent between the two, I think that Cryptik definitely playing exceptionally well, but they have to step up in order for Chimpwits to get any sort of a loss here.
I'm loving seeing Deca step up. We got to see him in his first ever tournaments back in the day, starting to play as a new, fresh pickup for the team, and now he's starting to perform as a cohesive unit as they push forward and potentially get another opportunity at league play.
Definitely a little bit nervous for these teams, but Kurto with a great challenge from him. Can he get it again? He gets the boost. He's able to steal it away. Now Deca pushes into center. Requiem goes for the touch. Gets it. Good challenge from him. Now Adzi. Good patience. A good bit of a fake. Delusion is waiting in the back line. It's a bit of an awkward spot for him. Requiem goes up for it now. Now Kurto off to the side. Now Deca. Can he do anything with it? Good push. Billy with a great position to move into center. Adzi cleared away.
Full opportunity for a reset on Chimpwits. 2 players were completely out of boost. Team Cryptik, though, I think they pulled back a little too early, allowing them to keep both the possession and the... Kurto, not too quickly, pushing straight on through.
Well, we've seen this again last game, is that Team Cryptik took an early lead and then they unfortunately lose it very soon after. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a quick couple of goals straight after this.
It is the nature of their beasts, both of them running forward and just being Chimpwits as they start to score.
Team Cryptik really needing this win. They are 2 games down, 1 game away from taking the L and ending up on the defeated teams for this matchup. This is the upper bracket though, so it's not do or die, but it definitely is a bit of a convincing win if you take it away, just because you'll feel so happy that it's all done.
Speaking of taking it away, the goal is open. The follow-up was there. Unfortunately, Chimpwits not in position. That was an opportunity of lack of trust. If one of them was slightly further behind, they'd have the chance to get that newly opened goal. But the fact they both ran in shows that there's still some growth there and team play to be learned.
We see here Chimpwits layering on the pressure. They are trying to keep their aggression forward and make sure that they can take the win for this one. Sammy touched away, but Deca's right there. That was an open net. Goes straight for the backboard instead, but a good clear from Adzi means that at least for this moment here, his team is safe. Now Requiem with a great flick away. Delusion with a shot. Adzi's not in there in time. Top bins and in. Delusion with the shot of the game.
This is what we need to see coming out of Delusion. The teamwork, the great setup from his teammates, and then being willing to trust them to wait patiently to get the shot to convert.
For them, I would feel very confident with Delusion there. The golden boy has shown his true colors. That was an exceptional shot, but an unfortunate touch from Adzi. Now 1-1 with 3 minutes remaining. This game could honestly go either way. We've seen it be so close the other 2 times. But I feel as though at the moment, the Chimpwits are looking a lot stronger.
And they're not too scared when the chips start to go down. When they're under pressure, they don't crack. Every single match they've had going through this league play, they've either won or they've taken it to a 2-3. So they can fight straight to the bitter end without conceding or bowing to that pressure.
Here we go. Now Deca touched away. Delusion goes for the push. It passes straight off to Sammy. Now Sammy cleared away. Kurto not in a position to receive that ball. Sammy went for the clear instead of the pass. Kurto with a good solo play, tries to go for the fake, but Adzi was there as well. A little bit impatient from him. Now Delusion staying aggressive, keeping that pressure placed forward. Now Delusion. Sorry, Kurto. Requiem goes for the shot, passed straight off to Kurto. Good patience from him, passed away. Great demo from Adzi. Means that there's only 2 from the side of Chimpwits, and the pressure will go away. It does. Adzi with a good push. Delusion is there to intercept though. Deca again playing so fast and so aggressive. Look at this, 2v1. Sammy's kind of passing it back to his own team, hoping that he'll get a touch to it.
It allowed Requiem, though, to go get boost. He had a 40-second moment where he was just pushing deep in the half, absolutely empty on the tank, but he didn't want to release the pressure until his teammates were ready in the rotation, allowing him to go back and keep this hold.
1 minute and 40 seconds to go. This game is almost done, but it is 1-1. It is the closest game of the entire series that we've seen. I feel like it could go either way. Sammy with a good ping pong shot up into the wall. Adzi again with a touch. Is Sammy there? He is. Where is the third teammate? Where's the third aggressive player? Seems as though Delusion just passed it off into center. There's a lot of time for them. Adzi touched away. Now Sammy, up it goes. Adzi again tries to pass it. Kurdo's there. No, he's not. That could have been a goal. Backboard play from Sammy. Can he do anything with it? 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Both of these teams, they are getting very nervous. You can easily see it in the way that they're playing.
Chimpwits going for defensive demos. They're starting to pull more players in tight, but it's not enough. Adzi finds the hole and goes straight above.
You could see from Chimpwits, though, they were hoping that the opposition was just going to miss it because, look, Requiem and Deca just sat there waiting and hoping that the ball was not going to go anywhere near. Adzi recognized he had the chance, took the shot, and absolutely made it. Puts his team ahead and puts his team back in this series.
That was a silly moment there from Chimpwits. When you have two players on defense, if Adzi can run the whole pitch on his own, there is no reason why one of you didn't at least try run up that backboard.
Minute remaining, Chimpwits need to step up here. They need those team plays again. From what we've seen, it is the defining factor between these two teams, but a great fake from Sammy. Can the solo play work? Kurdo is aggressive and gets there. Delusion with a great challenge, a zero boost challenge in fact. Adzi tries to pass it back to his teammates. Sammy with a good touch. Now it gets cleared into the center. A bit of an awkward bounce for Chimpwits. Can Team Cryptik consolidate their victory with a 3-1 goal lead in this match? 30 seconds to go. It is do or die for Chimpwits. But do be aware they are 2-0 up, so they may lose this one, but they are still in a fairly confident or comfortable position.
We can see that in the patience, right? Delusion was standing there, waiting for them to try touch the ball. Both of the players on Team Cryptik in front of him rushed it. And now he has another opportunity to run forward, take it down to the 1v1. If he can just, unfortunately doesn't get the challenge, but the follow-up is still there. The ball is up, but the play is going down.
0 seconds. Can Chimpwits take a shot? No, Sammy dunks it down. Deck is there. Oh, Team Cryptik take the victory. That means that it is 1-2 in the side of Chimpwits. So Chimpwits are still very ahead, but still from Team Cryptik, I felt like that was a better play from them.
It was a lot less convincing who had control. Neither team managed to have these huge times where they're like, this is my pitch, I'm going to eventually score, I'm going to keep building this pressure play. This time it was much more a case of, I have it for a very short period of time, Team Cryptik would get panicked, or Chimpwits just wouldn't be in a position to allow themselves to pass.
Yeah, I have to say it. I feel like between both of these teams, there isn't the biggest difference between them. I feel like it could honestly, for each of these individual matches, go either way. I feel like, you know, if you're in a game of tennis or whatnot, the individual game score might be close, but at the end of it, you know, it's probably, in my mind at least, it'll probably end up being a 3-1 to Chimpwits. But as we said before, could go either way.
I think a large factor is the way that Kurdo manages to come through with the rest of his teammates. We have these shining moments of glory from Team Cryptik, where they do start to unveil the past plays. We have them enabling themselves to go forward and get huge smashing goals, where Chimpwits do fall into the trap sometimes of all of them being in the right place, all at the wrong time.
Yeah, you can definitely see though that Delusion, he's really consolidating him as the golden boy. He's being there and he's like, I have control of this ball. And when we saw that beautiful passing play between him and I think it was Requiem passing it up to him, it was a beautiful shot away. And even though it got touched in at the last second, you could see that there was the essence of some of those better teams in OCE in them. So you could see that Delusion does have that experience and he's really bringing it to his team.
They are a team. I think if Chimpwits is the team to win this match, they have more potential for growth going forward. We have seen Team Cryptik's players all before. We know pretty much how far they can go in terms of how much more they have to learn, how much they can utilize each other's skill sets. But for Chimpwits, these are players we haven't seen together. So the fact they're managing to hold this match pretty tight means as they start to grow, and we have seen Delusion can be a monster if you feed him balls, just like Siki would set up the shots back on Legacy. Once they have that system going, Chimpwits is a team that I can see just running their way up that top 8.
Yeah, well, we can actually see straight from the stats itself is that even from the very first game, Chimpwits themselves have many more shots than their oppositions there. So the first game was 5-13, and then the third game there, or the very recent one, was 2-6. So Chimpwits had a lot more shots, so they're making those aggressive shots and aggressive plays.
Cryptik did manage to convert 2 for 2, though. It's a pretty good shot ratio.
Yeah, that's a really good shot ratio. Can't beat 100%. Now Delusion goes for the challenge. Sammy now has ball control. Good pressure from him. Great passing play between him and Adzi there. Sammy goes for the shot. Delusion, though, good patience from him. Recognizing that he had the time and the reason to go all the way back. Blocking that offensive opportunity. Now Adzi, off he goes. to Deca.
Defense though, Chimpwits ready for it and waiting. You can see they weren't too concerned, but a great intercept. The goal is open and it doesn't get back in time. Requiem takes it from underneath their noses.
Wow, Chimpwits taking a free shot out of nowhere. Billy recognizing that if he beat his opposition in that last moment, it might be an open net. Big congrats to him with 45 seconds into this match. Chimpwits running ahead.
It is dangerous though. For the first minute of every single game they play though, it is a bit of a clown fiesta and anyone can score.
Now Kurdo pushed into center, trying to keep this ball in an aggressive spot. Team Cryptik need to pass it to each other rather than just pushing it towards their opposition. But Deca gets it there in time. Kurdo is there as well. Sammy and Kurdo committed up. Can they get the bump or a demo play going? They need to change up something because what they're doing is not working right now. Billy with a great challenge and a great fake, from him. Kurdo again aggressive. Adzi needing to go on the back foot. He's the last man. This could be an unfortunate touch. It's a complete miss from him. Seems as though Kurdo is up for the ball. Thought that one of them was challenging. Recognized he needed to get up.
This is a scary moment though. Having the demo come out does mean they're going to lose that offense they're trying to build, allowing Chimpwits another opportunity.
Flick up from Kurdo. It's onto the backboard. Delusion with a clear off into the center, but Adzi is ready and waiting. Again, the backboard play. Can OCE do it? Adzi's up for it. Gets the shot. It goes backboard again. Unfortunate from him. If he had gotten that top corner, that was a goal 100% of the time. Now Sammy to Kurdo. This is an open net. No, it's not. Sammy got there in time. Adzi waiting on the sidelines. Good pressure from Deca. Chimpwits layering on this pressure, keeping the aggression. And they need to do so if they want to win this match and make it a 3-1.
Miscommunication there on the offense. Two players running in from Chimpwits, enabling Team Cryptik to gain back control. And now they're in a situation where they're going to have some space, and whether or not Team Cryptik pushes forward deep onto it is going to be the decider. Delusion
pass over to Requiem. This is what they need, those individual and team-based skills increasing over the course of this match, which is what we like to see. Now Billy off to the side. Sammy is there. Goes for the boost instead of the ball. Goes for the demo, but Deca had the peace of mind and the attitude in order to keep his movement as a player out of the way of the demolition. Billy, free shot from him. Cleared away. It seems as though Team Cryptik are on the aggression now. But no, Delusion's too fast, and it seems as though his speed is really keeping his team in it.
Yeah, the confidence is starting to come back. They do have that edge, and I think he's not used to playing from behind. He's played Legacy, were an absolute monster, taking on an entire roster, all on their own. And now we're seeing Team Cryptik starting to fall to Delusion's power.
Oh, Adzi, an unfortunate pass to Requiem. It's up in the air, and it seems as though no one from Team Cryptik was there. I lied. Kurdo is. Now he goes for the aggressive play as well. Look, Requiem, good rotation into net. I'm really liking these defensive rotations from Chimpwits. There's always one person there. There's always someone ready to receive this ball.
They do have a hole in it though. Running up onto the backboard for the defense is something that they haven't been utilizing. The goal is open. The second touch needs to come.
Deca! Oh, what a shot from him! It seems as though Chimpwits are running away. Look at this, though. Delusion, he recognized Kurdo's there, took the quick shot. Deca, he saw Adzi rocking right up, but he took a bit of a slower shot, it feels, and it worked out so well for him. With a minute 30 remaining, I'm pretty sure Chimpwits have all but done this. Finished, completed. Absolutely done. I couldn't even finish my sentence there.
Well, they're going to finish out the match if they can just sit and hold on that 2-point lead. But Kurdo is scary. The backboard is up. This is a weakness for the Chimpwits. They never get up and defend it in time, but Cryptik hasn't been able to utilize the following touches from it to get the goal.
Now Adzi cleared away. It seems as though Chimpwits are ready for it. Adzi a little bit too slow. Chip and chase, not exactly working. That's going straight down for Sammy, but a great clear off the backboard from Deca, a boomer of one. And it seems as though a free shot from Chimpwits. Great defense from Adzi, cleared it right away. Sammy went up for it. Delusion recognized he would not hit that one. And look at this, Billy straight into center. Delusion actually turned away. If he had stayed there, possibly that could have been another goal. But I think they know that they don't need to overcommit here. They just need to keep the pressure on and make sure that Cryptik can't do anything well.
Yeah, just keep running that clock. You may be missing the opportunities, but it's significantly less risky for the counterattack that can come from it. We're seeing that Requiem also is not going to overcommit, allowing them to keep running that 40 seconds because 2 goals needs to come through.
And now Kurdo, he has a chance here. Good fake from him. Oh, they tried to go for the bump, but no. What a great read from Deca. Did you see that? He tried to go for the demo. Deca saw it, moved away, and was still able to get the block out of that. Congrats to him, because look at this. It seems as though Chimpwits are going to take this with 20 seconds remaining. It seems as though Chimpwits are going to be the second team today to enter into the OCE Championship.
13 seconds left on the clock. Just a moment. The ball goes down. The goal almost coming through for that 3-0 to secure. Chimpwits, another one of these teams. Delusion will be returning and bringing with him Requiem as well.
Wow, what an incredible series from both of these teams. I have to say, it felt so back and forth. Maybe either of these teams could have taken each of those individual games. But a huge congrats to Chimpwits. It seems as though that they have done a spectacular showing here. A lot of those team plays, or there was some semblance of team plays from them, which ended up giving them the win.
And a lot of room for growth as well. We have seen what Delusion can do when put on a team that can both support him and allow him to set them up. We did see some little shining moments there, but there is seeds of glory just waiting to happen.
I was expecting Delusion to carry, but Deca really stepped up for this team. They honestly looked like an excellent team. Requiem stood back a little bit. They looked very comfortable. Delusion started off a bit slow, but everyone was really putting in the work, and they looked very dominant.
Yeah, so Jake, as we were talking about it here, well, I personally felt as though it was very back and forth. How did you see that matchup playing out between the two teams?
Well, I was hoping for Chimpwits to win because I love them, and they really didn't let me down. I thought they were really on top of that series the whole time. Cryptik really couldn't test their defense too much. There were a few moments where Chimpwits kind of gave them free goals, and Kurto was putting in a lot of work individually, scoring a lot of unassisted goals, but Chimpwits just wasn't letting out and scoring excellent team plays.
And that's pretty much all it comes down to, right? If you have the good team play, but you also have the superstar factor over your opponent, you're pretty much going to leverage that all the way through.
Yeah, again, I wasn't expecting such great team play. They're such a new team. I know Billy's really known for team plays, and I guess he has brought that into the team. I thought he would be a little more reserved, let Delusion kind of form the team around him, but they're looking like an excellent team.
And it seems as though they've made it into league play, but the next question we really have to ask is that, can they compete against, some of the best that we see from OCE? The Chiefs, a lot of other higher-end teams as well that have already qualified. Do you think they have sort of any chance there? Maybe they could improve over the course of the season to beat them? What do you think, Jake?
It's a big step up, but I think they definitely have the basis to do it. They looked clean in defense, they looked like they trusted each other, and they definitely looked like they had room to grow. Delusion, definitely not the superstar we saw last season, but it's obviously there. Deca really stepping up from last season. I think they have a lot of room to grow. Yeah, I think they'll compete.
I think that's going to be a big thing. They have a lot of time as well. Due to the nature of this format, they don't have to go straight in and make top 1. They just need to make top 4 and just go through the competition that way. And I think, as you said, with the room to grow, that's the place they can shoot for. And then over the end of the competition, then go for that.
Well, you need foundations to actually build the building itself. So hopefully they can build up on that. But we're going to go to a quick 5-minute break here. Don't leave us. We'll be right back with all the action.